This Thursday night football props edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get a $50 bonus when you sign up with the code SGPN.
What's up? It's the most must-see WWE superstar of all time, The Miz, and you are watching SGPN, and it is awesome. Let it ride.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man. San Diego Superchargers. Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, Stacking the Money Green, with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
It's so late because of the doubleheader, Sean. How could someone on the East Coast watch football this late?
We won't be having any guests because the Bills fans and Dolphins fans that we know they have to get up for work. They can't be staying up all night watching these. Well, the end of the second half of the Raiders Chargers was not great, but the first game, that was a pretty good game. And
usually the late night AFC or NFC West game is fun.
Yeah,
but now I guess with these two old coaches,
it was a little sloppy. I mean, the Raiders had a hilarious 18-yard drive to get it to a field goal. They were down 14, kicked the field goal, cut it to 11.
I mean, when you're a guy like Pete Carroll, your analytics tell you when you can cut a 2-score game to a 2-score game,
you got to do it.
That involves a touchdown, 2-point conversion and field goal. You got to do it.
Shout out to us, cashed a nice juicy underdog entry, came down to the wire with Keenan Allen getting his 5th reception. I also played a separate one with Keenan Allen yards that came in.
Private stock, huh?
No, because I gave out. Well, those were fantasy projections, but unrelated. I gave out.
Well, I have fantasy projections in my private stock.
Well, if you tuned into the prop show last night, Fairbairn over 1.5 field goals.
Bink.
Baker Mayfield under 232.5 passing yards.
Bink.
Keenan Allen over 53.5 receiving yards.
Nice work.
Justin Herbert over 17.5 rushing yards. Clean sweep.
Can we tout my practice squad activation prediction of Jakob Johnson?
Great.
I did get a DM that said, "How'd you know?" I'm like, well, they said they promote him. I don't know. It's the way they manipulate the roster. So, and he did make a bone crippling tackle in that game. If you remember, it gave me a little bit of a sweat on my Tampa Bay lock. Thanks for congratulating me on.
Congrats on the lock. We needed
now,
it.
4-2 in my locks on the season.
Nice.
Yeah. See what I did?
I am. My locks have been dog shit. Looking to refresh the mojo, and I have Ryan. We're gonna have to dig deep in the song category because the point spread song is coming back to the NFL Pick Show. So
yeah, it's on the. It's already been earmarked. I got it bookmarked already. Don't worry.
Bucks did get the win and the cover as they were small dogs, 20-19 against the Texans. Man, I mean, just Baker. Yeah,
dog.
I mean. Baker and Josh Allen, anytime I bet against them, pick against them, whatever, you feel dumb the entire 3 hours having action against them.
Especially when it's CJ Stroud, who is the opposite when it comes to quarterback.
Yes.
Like he's whatever you call Baker, like somehow getting out of the pocket, lowering his shoulder when he clearly shouldn't, or trying to hurdle over someone and getting just completely thrown up in the air.
Reckless abandon, and then
he does Josh Allen things when he's got like 50
he doesn't
pounds
have Josh
less.
Allen's build, or height or whatever. And yeah, it was a fun back and forth game. It did seem like okay, Texans had a chance to put them away, and they didn't. And then the Bucks, as someone who picked the Bucks, you didn't feel great as
you feel pretty
Baker
confident with Baker. I'd say this. We might either the Bucks have a tremendous amount of depth at the offensive line, and I'd say maybe the Rams weren't expected to be the best offensive line either. Are we sure that the Texans are this elite defense? Because they've kind of gone against a below, like I think the Rams would be considered maybe an average offensive line, schemed up, and then the Bucks,
they were getting to it. They were getting to Baker, and they got a decent amount of
but
sacks.
like,
I think the Texans defense has played well. You hold a team to 14 and 20 points. You got to win those games.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, yeah, they obviously they needed to get a stop there late, but if you look at the big picture, they let up 20 points at home. You got to win that game. And they had a big play on special teams. They had a block punt and a almost a kickoff punt return for a touchdown. And shout out to, luckily we had Fairbairn, and shout out to the apostrophe gangs and the C generates, CJ pioneering the over 1.5 Fairbairn kicking model.
Really, it's any team where you have elite defense that's going to give you positive field advantage.
Yeah,
and a bad offense. I think I even said on the Texans preview, like this is going to be a team when we're going to pull out the stat. Like if the Texans scored 21 points in every one of their games, they'd be undefeated.
Yeah, and they were a tough. They have some issues with their offensive line, but again, it was something. I still think the Texans maybe have a chance to pull out the division. I'm not totally sold on the Colts, and shout out to the Colts fans who reminded me I talked a bunch of shit on Daniel Jones and the Colts.
Least points ticket in my pocket, least wins ticket in my pocket.
I'm eating the 2-game L so far, and they do have the Titans coming up.
Sean, remember the Saints last year?
Yeah, I do, and there are some similarities between those two teams. Hey,
the Tyler Warren thing has to be the worst part about being a Bears fan right now.
Yeah,
like not only did you somehow get the first overall pick in the drafts where it was Bryce Young and Caleb Williams, like you can't. The Caleb Williams pick, unfortunately, was consensus. You can't even knock them for not taking Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
but it's like they had that. Now they take an all-world tight end before Tyler Warren, who was the clear obvious pick if you just looked on production. And that looks horrible 2 games into their careers.
Oh yeah. Again, don't want to do the victory lap. I think the Bears in general have so many issues. The Loveland thing, we'll see. But yeah, Tyler Warren has been a nice PPR player.
Decker put it in cement in my brain. He's just offensive Brandon Staley. It's so perfect. It's so perfect. People want him to be a genius. Oftentimes, I mean, how often does the genius turn out to be the genius? And Dan Campbell basically curb stomped him, being like, "I created you, bitch."
Well, and it's going to be interesting because, and I saw Dick Puncher tweeting about it, that he's going to have to bet on the Dallas Cowboys, who are at the Bears. The Bears are the favorite right now. My bookie has it at promo code SGPN, has the Bears as a 1.5 point favorite.
Thank God. Thank God.
What do you mean? Thank God.
Well, if they're a dog, they're a close your eyes
you're
special.
Right.
So
but I have a feeling I'm going to be on the Bears regardless. So we'll see.
But I don't need the close your eyes special.
You don't want
getting
to close your eyes special tainted.
Some dirty business.
I wouldn't be surprised if the public ends
Should we take a look at some early numbers?
Yeah. What are the VSiN betting splits like? Because I would not be surprised if there's a ton of action on the Dallas Cowboys. Who is betting the Bears as a favorite right now? You got to be insane. And then
it makes you wonder how they're a favorite. So at DK, 86% of the bets and 90% of the handle. At Circa, we have 53-47 split on the bets, but 96% of the money is on the Bears. So now you see why.
Okay. The sharps loving the Bears.
You see why the market's holding them as a favorite, and we have some new data for a new partner over on VSiN. Let's see what they have for the Cowboys. 92% and 87% of the handle on the Cowboys. So it seems like the Joes are smashing the Cowboys button. Meanwhile, the pros are taking the Bears.
Cannabis Capper in the chat saying on Chicago radio they were arguing that taking Loveland over Warren was worse than Trubisky over Mahomes. Now come on,
all right.
I mean we're 2 games in. I know.
Also,
Showtime Mahomes.
Like Trubisky and Mahomes is not all time because Trubisky will probably be a serviceable backup in the league for a long time, but it's pretty all time. I mean, you have one of the all time great quarterbacks and a dude who clearly was going to be a bust because he only started for a year at North Carolina, a school that just creates busts.
Yeah, I mean, Trubisky at the time checked a ton of red flags, right? Like there was the critiques of Trubisky coming in. It was like, hey,
I don't remember. I remember Colby being very like, this is like retarded. Like,
yeah,
this is a really bad idea. I always have a bias.
Well, and then they did that trade up too that they didn't need to do to make it even worse.
Yep. Personally, obviously would rather have some experience with my quarterback. I think we're starting to see a larger sample of that mattering.
Yeah.
And I Mitch and Patrick, you'd have to go back and Peyton and Ryan Leaf, obviously, a little bit different though, because it was always going to,
well, and maybe if there is
Ryan Leaf just didn't want to play football.
yeah, it had some substance abuse issues. Trubisky, if you're saying what could there be a Trubisky comeback story down the line, a la a Sam Darnold, which I had always buried him. Maybe Trubisky could pull that off. I mean, certainly no major signs pointing to that.
It would be more like a Geno Smith.
Yeah, where it's
situation.
Like not a.
Where he becomes a great backup, which he kind of is right now.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the backup quarterbacks that would garner attention if he became a free agent. And could he end up being a serviceable guy at the end of his career because he's learned a lot from some good situations? I'm willing to be okay with that.
Kramer, well, good transition on Geno Smith. Throws 3 interceptions. Very rough night for Geno. 180 passing yards. Herbert looked pretty sharp, but then there was a couple charging moments. They had a chance to kind of ice the game, 4th and 1 on their own 40. They do this jet sweep type thing where or like a read option where basically Herbert can pull it or not.
Why?
Yeah, well, also the play call in that was crazy, and then he did a bad job pulling it out, fumbled the ball. They gave the Raiders a chance. The Raiders again settle for a field goal, and then there was another. I mean, on the Marion Hampton when they're trying to ice the clock again. Some of that is on Herbert. I'm assuming most of it is probably on Hampton because he's the rookie, but Herbert never gave him a clean exchange on that. So
you can't.
There were moments where you're like, oh my God, they're going to charger this game away.
You certainly can't blame a handoff. Like you should be able to execute that. But how about this, coaches? Jet sweeps at the end of the game, 0 value. 0. Why?
Greg Roman got so cute.
Why?
Greg Roman got so cute, and
at least do it like the Chiefs do, where it's a little pop pass. That's much easier for someone to jet sweep to catch than the handoff. The handoff is always a problem, and the guy's running so fast. If there is a problem, that ball is in like fumble return for a touchdown territory. So I that's just poor play. We got to stop that. Roman does have, and that's the that's how the charging is going to happen. It's going to be Greg Roman getting cute.
Yeah, and certainly Greg Roman got very cute. It almost came back to bite him in the ass. They did do the tush push, which, as we know, means that Adam Schefter pointed out the Eagles won the game in March by getting the tush push not banned.
Do you want to get anything off your chest?
No,
this has been incessant.
Well,
you versus the clouds.
It is. There's so many people talking so much shit, and that that's the only reason the Eagles won the game against the Chiefs, et cetera, et cetera. The Chargers were the hypocrisy is the worst part, right? Because the Chargers were a team that voted against the tush push, and they were backed up against their own 2-yard line. They were on the tush push. Is anyone doing lasers down the sideline to see if there's potential neutral zone infractions on the guards? No, but it came to me that actually I kind of like this. I kind of like the heat. I like the attention because it's the same thing. Any emerging dynasty is going to catch a ton of flack from the other fan bases, and it's just pure petty jealousy.
Sure.
You don't think that's a big part of it? No,
I think what's happening here is you've been in this metaphorical corner.
Yeah.
Just remember how Colby was at the Rose Bowl that day where he just wanted to get kicked out. Like he was on a mission to put himself through some harm. And I think with whatever happened this offseason with the Jalen Hurts list,
Yeah, a lot of disrespect.
Has put you into a state of like a fiending homeless person who is like 12 hours past when he needed his last fix. And you're sitting in the corner analogy. And you're getting ready to like grab anything that comes by you
for a
and
team.
So in this case, it happened to be the Chiefs and the Eagles, which anyone who isn't a Chiefs or Eagles fan or can at least take a step back and look at this from like a 10,000 foot view. Fucking hilarious. You have a situation where they weren't slowing the game down so much. It turned out that the Eagles just false started a bunch. People pointed it out. That made you very upset because you feel like it's discrediting the quality of the Eagles play. Meanwhile, the Chiefs fans are complaining, a franchise that has been assisted by the referees more than any in the short term.
And they got a bullshit roughing the passer as they do when you play Mahomes.
You have media personalities like Dean Blandino, where did he cut his teeth in NFL refereeing?
Say open micer?
Do an open mic. Yeah, exactly. He's a fucking entertainer.
I'm done with the tush push. Now what really got me is the Adam Schefter comment saying the Eagles won this game in March. And to your bigger point, do I have a little chip on my shoulder? I think when the Eagles put it on the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl and just an ass whooping, they were up 34-0 in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes has never lost 3 games in a row, and he's lost 3 games in a row in the NFL for the first time, 2 of which has come to Jalen Hurts. And I don't hear anyone giving Hurts. There was not a lot of credit given for that Super Bowl to Jalen Hurts or this Philadelphia Eagles team. So little chip on my shoulder. I think the discourse has been disrespectful.
The lion shouldn't concern itself with the sheep, Sean.
Why? That's what you eat. The lion eats sheeps. What does the lion eat?
When it's hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Okay.
Feed me, baby. Feed me.
The most annoying part about all of this is the idea, like the having the take that you're tired of the play or you think the play is unfair.
Unfair is the most annoying one.
And now here's the one thing here's all I would add. If you wanted my opinion, obviously we need to call if they're lined up in the neutral zone, that's a problem. Also, if they're false starting, that's a problem.
Yes.
But beyond that, this play was essentially there are some origins in rugby with this play. Essentially, one of the ways a rugby game would restart is called a scrum. A scrum is when you have the 8 big guys on one side and the 8 big guys on the other side smashed together. Kind of looks like an offensive and a defensive line. Now, one caveat in rugby, if you intentionally bring the block to the ground and like crater, it's a penalty. And that's the one thing that I think if you wanted to actually take apart the play, that would be the one thing that's different where there isn't really a way to counter it in football. And if you wanted to make a player safety rule, that's what you would attack. But I mean, I don't have a problem with the rule.
No one's gotten
I'm not suggesting that. I'm just explaining.
No one's gotten injured
in rugby or a sport that has been relatively progressive with like hip drop tackles. Also not allowed in rugby. They've been somewhat attempting to make the game safe. This is an old school rule. You're just not allowed to like engage in a block and then intentionally bring it to the ground. That's the only difference. So, yeah. But I do think you also have to admit the false starts were pretty egregious that they missed.
Yeah, okay. And
which is, I mean, I think that's what's triggering people.
Even in previous years, the Eagles. They've gone out of their way to flag minor infractions, snap infractions.
No. I'm just saying the reason why people are triggered is very obvious because the calls they missed are like, well, how do you miss that?
Yeah, they missed a false start. They also missed a holding penalty on Jalen Carter. I mean, but
you're doing that. I'm just saying we're specifically talking about. I'm
conceding they missed some false starts on that. Yeah, they should call it.
But now, like the internet has gone back, and it turns out they're false starting all the time, and like that. That
I disagree with because they go out of their way to study the play.
I'm just saying the TikTok guy that put the highlight reel together, it seemed compelling.
But I think to be fair, you would have to compare that to other goal line plays. I assure you, if you have a time snap count that. In many of these situations, there's a slight jump on the offensive line. Now, in this particular game, there were a couple instances where it was egregious. In the play that it was the most egregious, the false starts, the Eagles had scored previously. They reviewed it. The ball is over the plane, and they did not give the Eagles the touchdown. I don't see anyone getting upset about that. So we can slow down these plays in freeze frame, or we can just
explaining why people are triggered.
Oh, I know why they're triggered,
because then they're cheating. Now people have evidence that the Eagles are cheating with this play. That's why they're so good at it.
I would disagree with.
Well, that's the case. I'm just telling the internet is making the case that the Eagles are
playing
cheaters.
Football and not having penalties called to me is not cheating. Doing what Bill Belichick did is cheating.
I mean, I think
there are watch any NFL game. There are plenty of holding, missed calls that are not. I would not consider that cheating.
Oh, I think cheating's fine. I mean, every player and every team is trying to get away with as much as possible.
Sure.
But I'm just saying that. But the people are like now they're like, we have evidence of the Eagles cheating, just like the missed holding call in the Super Bowl or the holding call in the it's just like all a little bit of cheating. But the Eagles are now getting hit with a lot of cheating because the mainstream media is hopping on this case of like I have push attrition.
It's fine.
Do you get bored of missionary too, Schefter?
No,
you fucking pussy.
Missionary works now. Schefter,
I'm just saying Schefter probably does.
Schefter. That's taking it. I mean, some of the guys in the Rolling Stones got bored of missionary.
Breaking news: turn over and spread your cheeks, honey.
Keith Richards got bored of missionary. You start wandering off if it gets a little. Mick Jagger, he got bored of missionary. You never know what's going to happen.
That is weird.
The TV ref and Adam Schefter leading the charge is what I found. Really,
is that what we're calling Dino?
Yeah, he's the TV ref.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on the Chargers win 20-9 over the Raiders?
I mean, Harbaugh doing a halftime interview seems like just a woman talking to, like doing a school project where you have to talk to your like great grandfather who was in World War II. He's looking off with his thick glasses, just. Oh yeah. Prayers up for Khalil. Prayers up for Khalil. We just got to be better. Yeah, I know we'll be better. I know we'll be better.
All right, let's get to some Thursday night props for the Bills at the Dolphins. The game's always like suspect when they highlight division battle. Bills, Dolphins. Mike McDaniel, is he on the hot seat?
But it's going to be. This is going to create an interesting game.
Oh,
it's going to be a class. We're going to get our first Thursday night game of the season.
Thursday nights have a chance to get wild, and that's probably your best case for the.
We haven't had
Dolphins.
one yet, really.
Of course, we're brought to you by our good buddies over at mybookie.ag. MyBookie is the place to go if you're looking to get in on live games, in-game action, in-game wagering. I'm laughing. We still have the comment missionaries underrated up while we're doing the read. Of course, you can score a 100% bet back bonus up to $500. T's and C's do apply on any of the bonuses you get. And man, MyBookie's great. You get the MyBookie money bag if you're a true DGen, the live casino, and MyBookie. They got a great motto: bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy to deposit and lightning fast payouts using that sweet cryptocurrency. Head over to mybookie.ag. Use the promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Who wants Vig? Not me. Download the Novig app. Spend $5, get $50 in Novig coins. Available in 35 plus states. So if you're in a state where you have trouble getting down, maybe you're in Hawaii, Alaska, California, Texas, Florida, you got to download the Novig app. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. That is SGPN with the Novig app.
You know who probably likes Vig?
Who?
Adam Schefter.
Well, he is a shill for whatever ESPN bet, but that was that's been going horribly.
Like, here's
how
my
do
thing.
they mess up sportsbook? I really don't know.
I don't have the take that the controllers of the news shouldn't be in the same like umbrella of a company that has a sportsbook. Well, but if you're gonna do advertisements where your talent is reading copy, just help them out a little bit. Just help them say it the right way, or not sound like a complete fucking buffoon. Have you ever heard Ryan Clark talk about gambling?
Oh, it's horrible. Yeah, I mean, and who are the ESPN? They have Fortenbaum, they have Dolan, the Aaron Dolan, and then who else? Like they don't. it's weird. They've done a very odd job promoting their sports book, I would say. Scott Van Pelt, he actually knows what he's talking about gambling. He is a guy that I would I like his picks. I like
Here's
his
what
show.
I'd say. I've seen one ESPN person. I've seen two ESPN personalities at the Circa.
Okay.
Joe Fortenbaugh. What's his? He does like he might be a little distracting to you because he has these very flamboyant pocket squares, but he does appear to bet. And
Stanford Steve, you're right. He was a good example. If you're promoting the sports book, have guys like Fortenbaugh, Stanford Steve, and SVP. Those are the guys that actually. Those are the guys that actually gambled before they had a sports book.
If you want to have some fun, there is a great like old school video, maybe Hard Rock around 2000 time of Scott Van Pelt just hanging out at the Hard Rock being a baller. But yet you have guys that can talk about it. Why not try that first? Jason Kelce's not the answer.
Oh man, it's been a tough. When Kelce came out in the shorts as part of the suit, I knew we were good. Right?
That was.
I knew we were good. I knew the game was money.
And did you see the controversy? Not to get into it, but the Taylor Swift stuff.
What's the Taylor
She was
Swift
there,
stuff?
but she was hiding.
Oh,
there was. Yeah,
I'll have to. My wife is.
Just confirm that with the wife. But I believe she was making big attempts to not be seen.
Well, I mean, last time she was seen was the Super Bowl. Didn't go too well.
Loser.
But it didn't go too well for old Travis. And then he was losing his mind on the sideline. Of course, just so much. The Eagles get flagged for flexing in that opening night game. Meanwhile, Travis Kelce's doing his big ball celebration, and he doesn't get any sort of flag.
I'm not the right person to have.
I think both are fine and both are fun. But what the NFL decides to flag or not is always just insane. So
the one counterpoint I have to some of this stuff is when you go watch youth football now, Sean, it is fucking. Actually, I just say youth sports in general. Youth. Male sports in general, it is fucking wild. It is wild the shit you see these kids
I've seen the videos on the internet.
Some dads need to just go full on like smack the shit out of the back of their head because
kids celebrating when they're playing like little pickup basketball and stuff. That stuff cracks me up.
Like you're either coaching it or you're letting that happen. And if you're in a household where you're coaching celebration after a 7-yard gain. You're coaching.
Little kids doing the celebrations are great.
Come on. All right. You want to give out some winners?
Yeah, let's go. Let's keep the heater alive.
Where do you want to start?
Well, it's an interesting game script, right? My bookie has the line at 13. You can maybe find some 12.5s. It's tough to make a case for the Dolphins. We'll save that for the pick show on Wednesday night, but yeah, I mean, this Bills team looks like a machine. I thought maybe they would have a letdown spot on the road after that crazy comeback. That wasn't the case. Now they're back home for a Thursday night slam fest against a team that's really on the ropes here with the Dolphins. So I'll start with something simple, something vanilla, something missionary, if you will. James Cook over 65.5 rush yards.
Really?
I think he's going to get a lot of work. I think there's a good chance they're up or in a position where they need to run the ball. And I think James Cook's going to get involved. 65.5 rush yards. I mean, he even in that crazy game script where like the Bills basically stopped running the ball at that first game, he still had 12 carries for like 45 yards. He's coming off a game where he had 127 against the Jets defense, which who knows? There's a decent chance they're worse than there's a decent chance the Dolphins defense is worse than the Jets. So yeah, give me James Cook over 65.5 rushing yards.
In their matchup I mean, it's one of those things where I guess it seems likely he'll get the volume.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of game scripts.
Did they have carries?
No. Actually, sorry. I didn't check carries. I was just cause I think he could break one off. The tackling of the Dolphins team, I could see being a real issue. So guys who you like yards after catch, James Cook, I could see this being.
I mean, their defense.
I could see this. I mean, they were at home and they felt like there was a lay down spot, both in special teams on the defensive side. So yeah, it's one of these things. It's tough to make a case for the Dolphins. So James Cook over 65.5 rushing yards.
But I mean, they 2 games in, so it's hard to trust the analytics. But they're playing better rush defense than they are pass defense. I also,
but I think some of that is, I don't know how.
That's your point. I feel like this could be,
but game script flow too. It's like, yeah, it's easier to, like the Colts game. It's easier to slow down the rush when, okay, they're up by like 25 points and they're trying to run the clock out.
I think also, I mean, it's fair to think that even if they get up quickly, it's because of the running game. Like it's because of the run game. So yeah, I don't hate it. I did not. That's not where I'm attacking this Miami defense, because what I saw, whether it was at times last week with Austin Hooper or with Tyler Warren the week before that this Miami defense, dreadful in the back end, dreadful against the tight ends, clearly having issues, whether it's because of the run game off of the play action, but the over the middle stuff has just been wide open.
Yeah.
And so I kind of approached it like, all right, let's take the outside receivers out of it. Let me see if I can find stuff that isn't involved in the run game. All right, let's go to the tight ends. Turns out Dalton Kincaid, number's only 27.5. He's murdered this in this game against this team. The last time they played, he had 10 targets, only 4 catches, still got over this number. So we're going to start with a Dalton Kincaid over 27.5. Again, go look at I think the biggest gotcha, or the game to look at, is that week 1 game where Tyler Warren in game 1 of his career came out and just took care of business. That's what I'm seeing. I think you can, and I guess I'll just jump right into, I'm also on Shakir.
Okay.
So the reason I landed on Shakir was, again, if you go look at the advanced numbers, whether you're looking at DVOA, you're looking at EPA, this team sucks defending anything that resembles something that's going to operate in the intermediate middle of the field. And for the Bills, that's most likely going to be Khalil Shakir and Dalton Kincaid. And so Kincaid's number was 27.5. Shakir's number is 40.5. So I'm just going to pair those together, play both of them.
I don't hate it, Ryan. And quick reminder, of course, use the Rhythm app if you're getting in on picks or props.
What do they like?
Rhythm does like over 40.5 receiving yards for Khalil Shakir, and you can use Rhythm promo code SGPN25, get you 25% off your first month. You can build your own models, you can make your own picks, or you can. They are running contests. If you track some of your own picks, track 5 bets from any type of model, and you could win up to $1,000. So download the Rhythm app today. Promo code SGPN25 get you 25% off. Again, any sort of Bills over is going to be a tough case against. I like where your head's at with your games, with your attacking the area of the field for the handicapping, but
it also works. Part of the other reason it works for me is that in the versions where they are pounding the rock, those guys also they're going to get used off the play action. So
to me, Palmer, I think, is still kind of one of his guys, and the Palmer number is just way too low. It's 31.5 receiving yards. He had 47 against the Jets on 2 catches. He had 61 against the Ravens, and that to me is like 2 completely different game flows. Where it's like they get up early. I mean, Josh Allen didn't even have that many passing yards against the Jets. He didn't need it. They just pounded the rock with James Cook, but even that, Palmer got there easily with 47 receiving yards, and then in a game flow where they were behind and they had to throw a bunch, which I don't see happening. But who knows? Maybe this ends up being a little bit of a shootout. 5 for 61. He gets there. He's clearly going to be out there a ton of the time, and he's a big part of the offense. So Josh Palmer over 31.5 receiving yards.
Do we know? Do we have a status on Matt Milano?
No.
He got banged up in that last game. And it's
just funny. It's funny, banged up and dinged up. That's the that's the official injury designation so far.
Well, banged up or dinged up.
And he is a big part of their offense, right? I mean, we talked about him being out there against the Ravens was going to be helpful. Clearly, that wasn't the case because the Derrick Henry still went off. But in general, their defense operates much better with Matt Milano out on the field, especially stuff over the middle. And I'll just hop in there if he's not 100%, and certainly they might play it a little conservative on a short week if he is banged up. If he is out there, I would imagine he's not 100%. We'll certainly get more clarity on the pick show for his injury. But Devin Achane over 36.5 receiving yards. This gets here a number of ways. One, he's kind of their most. It's an easy completion for our good buddy Tua, who, as we know,
lines up in the slot sometimes.
Oh too. Yeah, as we know.
And Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback.
And what is Tua going to do? Well, he's going to check down. They're going to have to design some easy stuff for him. And their running game has really struggled. I don't know if it's an offensive line, play scheme, whatever it is.
Running the ball is effort.
Yeah, but checking it down to Devon Achane, that is a Achane. It's Achane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Achane.
A-chain.
What is it?
Achane.
I was second guessing it, but Achane has not done shit in the running game. 7 of 55, 11 for 30. He's doing stuff in the passing game. 8 for 92 in that game against New England. 3 of 20 in that first game. He's gotten 2 receiving touchdowns so far. I think if you're Mike McDaniel drawing stuff up, this is one of the few things that has consistently worked for them. And if Milano's out, that's another reason to smash it.
Yeah, it's a huge number, but he's coming off a 92-yard game.
Shout out to
10 targets.
Shout out to Osterhawk in the chat. Matt Milano is overrated. He also plays defense. Yeah, no shit, dude.
Is that a serious point?
That's why I'm talking about the running back catching passes against a linebacker that is in the middle of the field for the defense.
What is this about?
If you want to say he's overrated, fine, but don't pretend like I'm an idiot who doesn't know he plays defense. My God.
Wait, he plays defense.
This changes everything.
Oh man, I like that. I was looking at the Green Book has longest reception, and I was looking at what do you think? What would you make his?
Let's see. 11.5.
It's 13.5.
Okay.
And so I was looking at both numbers and I'm like, well, if I'm going to play an inflated number, maybe this is the one I play. Anyway, I didn't end up doing it. I just ended up playing all Bills props. Last one.
Yes.
Still a tight end prop. I wasn't able to find a Dawson Knox yards prop. I think you can find one on Underdog, but I noticed that in both his games so far this year, he's incredibly predictable with 2 catches, but he's had catches of 12 yards or longer. And if you go back to last year, he often will have 1 or 2 catches for 12 yards or longer. So longest reception for Dawson Knox over 10.5.
Okay.
That's what we're playing. Over 10.5 yards. Because they didn't have a yardage prop and I wanted to get him in the mix.
Well, WBEL 005 Bills coming off a massive win, short week back home. They're going to take Thursday off. Fins by 3 and a shocker.
Oh my God.
Certainly back against the wall, but I'm going to think on it. I'm going to look at, do some research on the game, but it's going to be tough to talk yourself into even a back door. I get it's double digits for a division game, but these division games have been going to the favorites so far.
The only thing I've found to be positive about the Dolphins is the defensive line at times. I think this is going to be. I think the Bills are just making a point to beat the shit out of people this year.
Yeah,
that would be the Jets game. Last,
I don't know. Week 1, they didn't really.
That was a great,
crazy game.
I think the Ravens and the Dolphins are slightly different class.
It's fair.
And this is the last. It's the last season in the stadium too, Sean. So they got to give it to the people. They already gave him a crazy win.
All right, Kramer. Let's talk a little underdog entry. Then we'll do first touchdowns and DGen only parlay. What do we like? It seems like we have some consensus stuff. We need to play. I think we just start with a 2 entry. One thing on Miami, one thing on Buffalo. What?
I mean, if I had to pick one thing, it would be let's pull up Kincaid's numbers.
Okay. And actually, I didn't shop this number. James Cook is 62.5 rushing yards over on Underdog. So I'm going to give myself 62.5 before I get down on this. The Achan receiving yards, I like that a lot. But I can understand thinking maybe it's a little cute. The Palmer stuff is good in my mind. James Cook, I like. I mean, any of the Bills. It's again, I keep coming back to the obvious. Like the Bills are going to be able to move the ball on this Dolphins team.
Let's see. Dawson Knox 13.5 receiving. Longest receptions 10.5 here too. Yeah, let's just play Kincaid yards. It's a little higher here. It's 29. I'm not too worried about that.
Okay.
Again, the last game
29.5 receiving.
2 of the last 3 games he's played, he's had 8 targets or more against the Dolphins.
Yeah, it does feel like they can attack the middle. So Kincaid, and then what are we doing on the Miami side? Do we want to fade Tua? Do we want to?
What's the Achan? What are our options outside?
I mean, again,
receiving yards is lower.
Receiving yards is 35.5. So yeah, I like that a lot.
You want to just first quarter receiving yards 2.5. What a gamble.
Do we want to do first quarter receiving yards?
No, we should just do all overall, right?
Well, because I mean, part of the reason I like it is
it's gonna happen fast.
Well, it could be a busted play, or imagine the Bills do get up 3 touchdowns. 2 is dropping back. They're playing back in coverage, dink and dunk to Achan underneath.
I considered putting Waddle. So I thought the way the Bills have been playing defense that Waddle also could maybe have a good game. But I looked back, he's not really ever had a good game against the Bills.
So officially higher Dalton Kincaid 29.5 receiving yards, higher Devon Achan 35.5 receiving yards. Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. Okay, Kramer, everyone's favorite part, the first touchdown market. What are you doing and why?
Why? Well, because it's fun. Chopping the unit up 4 ways as per usual. Dolphins. Tyreek Hill is 15-1. That's crazy. As much as I wouldn't normally play a number that's legit. What do you think normal receiver 1 prices are? 8-9-1.
Yeah.
That's a little crazy. I was going to get cute with Waddle, but he was only 17-1. That's not a big enough gap to me. And then as long as Malik Washington is north of 25-1, I'm going to play him. He's clearly their gadget guy. He's been involved in the game plan. And anytime, what did you say, Sean, in the office? Anytime they hand the ball to a wide receiver,
and I don't have any, and this could just be gut handicap or instinct, but if they're designing run plays for receivers, that to me makes me think, okay, they're going out of their way to get this guy the ball, which is usually the type of guys they like to use in the red zone near the goal line.
It certainly is. I would say it's a nice cherry on top of the sundae when you're playing a first touchdown. On the Bill side,
yeah,
Kincaid 14-1, Knox 30-1.
So
very simple system there. I considered getting cute with Shakir, but I'm just going to cover the tight ends.
Dawson Knox 30-1. I'm
which, by the way,
that
5-1 on the anytime if you want to play that.
Ray Davis 27-1. They ran a screen for him in that Ravens game that it was like close to connecting. Then of course they hit Kincaid right after for the first touchdown. I think they have some packages for him, and at 27-1, he's clearly out on the field. So Ray Davis 27-1, co-signing Malik Washington. Did you say 30-1 for that?
Malik Washington 27-1 is
okay. I got a 30-1 over here. I can show you where to get it.
Oh, let's
and that. Maybe a little bit of a white whale here. A fullback, first study. Alec Ingold is 100-1. He caught 2 passes in a competitive game last week. That to me is enough to know that I think I should play him at 100-1.
I like that.
Kramer,
both teams have fullbacks. You could in theory play.
Well, Reggie Gilliam, it's like, is he a fullback? Is he a tight end?
He gets snaps.
Yeah. Either way,
and specifically, he's getting snaps when they go heavy around the goal line.
Kramer. Oh, people are asking about Darren Waller. I still don't think he's playing.
I think what was the official limited practice?
Yeah, so maybe.
I think he has to have a full practice before we consider.
If he's active and he's 50-1, maybe I'll fire a dart on him.
Remember when he did that music video and he showed everyone he died on the beach while the ocean washed over him?
Very emotional. Kramer, my DGen only parlay.
You know I'm a degenerate.
Did you go big?
Relatively, not insane. Maybe a little bit more reasonable here. I like Josh Palmer to have a big game. There was all that talk about him in the offseason.
Yeah,
he's had some pretty decent games so far.
A couple nice. I mean, he's clearly involved.
He has some deep ball action. Again, he had 61 against the Ravens, 47 against the Jets. So he's involved in some deep plays. He's had both games. He's had at least a 32-yard catch. So you get a couple of those. Next thing you know, you're at 100 yards. So Josh Palmer to get 100 receiving yards against this Dolphins secondary. Are you kidding me?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Are you? Have you watched Storm Duck?
Yeah,
is one of their guys, and he's banged up.
It's a great name.
And then Devon Achane, 70+ receiving yards. I'm leaning into the Achane role here. He's coming off a game where he had 92 receiving yards, so doesn't feel that crazy for him to only have 70. Palmer 100 receiving yards, Achane 70 receiving yards, 60-1.
That's nice. It's a nice parlay.
Thank you, Ryan. What do you got?
I was much more conservative. I said, you know what would be a great start to the NFL week 3 is just hitting a little 17-1 banger. And you're gonna hear this, you're gonna be like, no way. Kincaid scores.
Okay.
Kincaid has 50 yards.
Okay.
Shakir has 50 yards.
Seems reasonable.
17-1. Yeah. Just basic.
Okay, so we're not doing the DGen. Do you have a DGen parlay over there?
17-1. That's very nice. Good bill. If you want to throw Shakir touchdown in there, 43-1. I did not. I'll take a 17-1.
Why would anyone do that?
What do you mean? Why would you don't like 17-1?
Oh, sure. But is that a regular? It's not really
1700. 1700 greater than 0.
Sure.
Just pointing that out.
Well, congrats on your
okay
little dog parlay.
Oh, man, now it's hitting.
Well, of course, because I jinxed it. Hey, good times as always, everyone. Tomorrow we got the college football picks episode, early start time, so stay tuned. That's why you got to be subscribed over at youtube.com/sports gambling podcast. Turn those notifications on and check out the SGPN app. It's completely free. It has all our picks, all our podcasts, all in one convenient place. Just type in SGPN in your app store, get hooked up right away.
Hey, quick plug for the Patreon.
Patreon episode we recorded today, the bonus episode, very good.
Yeah, we'll be dropping on Wednesday. If you want to know more, patreon.com/sports gambling.
Yes,
podcast.
we had Steph Smalls on and got her origin story. Yep. Talked about getting canceled. Talked about being friends with the porn star. Very fun stories.
When you said pics in the app, it made me think of the feet pics we were talking about.
There was some feet pics talk. So check it out. Very fun. Great hang with Steffi, and check out her podcast, the Steffi Small Show. And of course, as always,
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the Money Green. He's Ryan.
I don't see how the Dolphins win this game, Sean.
Kramer, let it ride.
Cox. Long. Cox.